then I told her to come back around. It's funny.
Well,
Hey, how y'all doing?
Right.
How are y'all doing?
Yeah.
We are here. SKEAM Pod. We at episode 6, right? SKEAM Podcast, episode 6. Took a bye week for you guys. You know, you gotta rest. You know, sometimes we can moving fast, momentum in the season.
Yeah.
Coming fresh off the bye week, y'all know how we normally do. I'm your host, Main Manifest. To my right, I have.
You have the euphoric endorphin releaser, Pookie Long Johns.
To my left, I have.
Hey, it's your girl Rhea.
To her left, we have.
What's up? This is Tiffany Monique.
And back again, we're going to go over to the dugout. We have some special guests this week. We got the boys in the cut.
What's up?
Far right, my right, you guys' left, we have Mr. Zenos. Drew, go ahead, Drew.
That's right, your man Zenos.
Talk to the people.
What's up?
And to his left, we have, all the way from L.A.,
What's up, y'all? It's Dave Life with Dave Life TV.
Dave Life TV,
Right.
my man Dave. They're going to be joining us for this week's discussion. We're going to get it popping. Y'all know how we do.
Straight off the plane.
Stayed off the plane. Shout out. He touched down in the D.C.
Yes,
How you
sir.
been enjoying your time here so far, sir?
I love it. DC is great. You've been a great host. I'm enjoying myself. I'm happy to be here on the SKEAM Podcast.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We here. So we back. Just a couple things. Again, we want to just say thanks to everybody who's been rocking with us, following us on YouTube. Y'all see us right there in the corner. Actually, in the other corner. SKEAM.podcast on YouTube, on IG, SKEAM_podcast. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Again, we thank you. Make sure y'all keep checking the videos from season 1. Shout out to all the SKEAM team. Ed back in the town, holding us down. We got a lot of stuff to get into, so we ain't gonna delay, y'all.
You forgot the toast.
Toast. See, and this why,
Butter and jam.
and this is why we have. See what happened when you take a bye week off.
Hey.
Let's toast. We toast. We cheers. Clears. We raise our glass. We raise our glass.
Salud.
See, that's why they say you gotta have a
Salud.
wisdom. You gotta have a
Salud.
queen. So yeah, you gotta drink.
Cheers to all.
Gotta have it right beside you.
Eyes.
Queen.
We gotta do the
Hey, queen.
eyes. Did y'all do the eyes? Do the eyes. If you don't do the eyes, 7 years of bad sex.
Oh wow, I haven't heard of that. He coming with a wise talk. He said if you don't look him in the eyeballs, you get some.
Don't look at me now. Oh man.
We don't want none of that. We don't want none of that.
Nah,
So we going right in, yo. Check it out. We know how we do. We start with our sports.
All right.
NBA playoffs game 5 was yesterday, man. Kawhi and them boys
Man.
are balling. Done won 3 straight, y'all. They looking like, man.
Ball the sack out.
Milwaukee to win though. Like
I know. I feel like
wanted
Milwaukee
to
should
win.
have momentum.
But I mean, you know.
Why were you going for Milwaukee?
I don't have a particular reason. I just wanted them to win.
You like Giannis? You just like because he got a Greek name.
Nobody want them to
Giannis
win.
is a dope name. I can't
It is.
pronounce his last name. We don't
Gucci,
need to worry about that.
Gucci, man. Who are you rooting for, Tiff?
So I had no team.
No.
because My player, because I only go by players. My player recently retired.
Rest in peace, right? Rest in peace, Wayne. She trying to shit that out.
Rooting for you.
Who would you go for, P?
Man, I'm gonna have to go for the Raptors. They closer to the Buffalo,
Yeah.
man. 7-1-6. Let's do it for the North and see how they do it.
I was surprised to see Drew. I was surprised to see Gucci Man at the game. Did y'all see Gucci rooting for the Bucks? Like how did he? Is he a Bucks man? Is he from Milwaukee?
I thought he's from Atlanta.
Me too.
Somebody bought him
him.
tickets. Somebody got his
Somebody
ass
bought
out there.
it.
Milwaukee. What Gucci Man doing in Milwaukee anyway?
He probably came just to see the game.
He had
Exactly.
an orange outfit
That's
too.
it.
Yeah, you know what's interesting, y'all? They said
No, that was Toronto. He was at.
no. He
No,
was
it's
in
in
Milwaukee.
Milwaukee.
Okay.
But the Bucks haven't lost back-to-back games. They haven't lost like 2 games since the regular season. They lost 3 in a row now. They won game 1, game 2.
Yep.
They lost 3. So what y'all think, Dave? You think it's going 7, or you
Nah.
think it's over?
They wrapping it up. Toronto got it.
Toronto.
Drake is gonna wear a Bucks uniform
you
with
already
Bucks
know.
draws.
You already know.
Yo, I didn't peep. So you know, of course, Milwaukee are the Bucks. They dear. He had on a camo. He had on the camo pants like he hunting. That's kind of dope. I ain't catching. Somebody said after. But we was talking about that. Great seg right into our next topic. Yo, he been wilding
Yeah.
on the sidelines.
Yeah.
What y'all think about that? Is he doing too much, or is he a great fan?
Drinking. He drinking.
He doing too
If
much.
he wasn't Drake, it wouldn't be talked
They would have been kicked
No.
his
They
ass
would
out
have
if
kicked
he
him out a
wasn't
long
Drake.
time ago.
No,
Yeah.
he-
And ain't nobody saying nothing. Nobody telling him to sit down. The
like
security.
massaging dudes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a show.
This is
Come on.
He
You are
wanna show
not
off.
assistant coach, sir.
right. You
Yeah.
are not a part of the team.
He wanted the ball. He always wanted the ball. He said.
Now let me ask y'all. Do y'all think so? Great point, Reed. You said if it wasn't Drake, they wouldn't let him get away with it. Now,
Correct.
but look, you gotta be. You know, they say if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. is he smart for doing it because he know he can get away with it, or should he kind of sit back and chill like Mookie and you know how Jack Nicholson does for the Lakers?
He needs to turn up. I mean, look, if you're getting paid millions of dollars to play basketball, then you should be able to handle this.
Right.
And so let him turn up. I mean, now Drake is more than just a rich fan. He's investing in the team. He's an ambassador for the team. So
he mascot.
He's a Canadian, right? So he gets certain privileges, and I'm okay with it. I think we need to see more of this.
I disagree. I got a problem with it.
I agree.
Sit your ass down and watch the game.
Yeah.
Jack Nicholson, he wasn't, dapping up Shaq and Kobe.
That's because he's 95.
Trying to trip people and all of that. He's 95 years old. A different time, but, I think if you're a fan, watch the game and don't touch the players. Don't interact with the players.
Right.
Just don't.
It's distracting. You're right.
Yeah, I think to your point, he is getting away with it because he know he can.
Right.
But if somebody came and like throw a loose ball and dive on him and he catch the elbow, then he gonna be mad. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I'm not really upset because those players, to play at that level, you're supposed to be locked in anyway.
That's
Drake
right.
shouldn't be able to take
That's
you out
right.
of your zone. But you can't have it both ways. The NBA doesn't want players going in the stands, the malice at the palace and all that. So y'all can't be touched. Remember the fan touched Russell Westbrook?
Yeah.
He turned
Oh, yeah.
around
He
like,
lost it.
yeah, Russell was ready to scrap.
And
Like,
it was a kid. It was a kid
Right.
one time.
somebody going
Right.
up. And matter of fact, Snoop Dogg made a great point. He was like, "Yo, I wouldn't want nobody messing with me with my place of business. Where I come and make my money." So, shout out to Snoop West Coast. You can't mess with people at their place of employment. Go ahead, Tiff.
That's right.
I just want to say,
Strip club.
like, if a super fan came up onto the stage while Drake was performing,
Right.
and rubbed his shoulders and wilded out and was like, "Yo, I'm up
Security
here
was
because I'm rich and I can do that." Like, he would get his ass kicked off off the stage, probably out of the stadium. So it's just not respectful. Respect people's profession. Be professional.
See,
Be a professional fan. Okay.
Go ahead, Drew.
I disagree because
We acknowledge. Go ahead. We acknowledge.
because Drake,
Go ahead, Drew.
when Drake's performing at work, or if I'm performing at work as a school teacher, for example, you don't need to be interrupted because the students need to hear you. Drake doesn't need to be interrupted. But somebody yelling at the Greek freak to go back to Greece or something crazy about his mama, you can't hear that on TV. You can't hear that in the stands. And if that makes you miss a free throw, that's helping my team out. That's good.
That's cheating.
So they call it heckling. No, they call it heckling. Like, I remember as a hooper, you had people in the stands who couldn't play liquor ball, who would look up. You used to get the pregame program. They would look up stuff about your family, your stat, and just go in on. I know your mother, Marjorie.
So,
And just
but I got a question, right? That's heckling, right? And heckling is an art. But what happens when a player steps on a foot and twists an ankle or blows out an Achilles by bumping an overactive hyper fan?
That's when they say
agree.
he's going too far because he's
I
he's
agree.
on the court.
That's what I'm
Like,
saying.
See, but Jack Nicholson used to do the same thing with the Lakers. He wore church shoes on the court, scratching the court up and everything. So they don't. It's because they in the playoffs. That's why it's a big deal.
But PLJ, he didn't touch
church
anybody.
shoes.
He didn't touch anybody.
Right.
He just had the Stacey Adams.
Yeah, scratching up the court.
His wingtips on purpose.
Scratching
The
it
Stacey
up.
Adams long too, like the old school
How
caddy
long Stacey Adams?
Yeah.
Exactly.
with the roach killers.
Yep.
That's hilarious.
Not
No,
so Stacey
Can we
Adams,
talk
though.
about the Westbrook? Remember when a fan touched him and he got really upset?
Yeah.
And he turned around, it was a kid.
Right.
But then there was another fan he got into a big argument with, and he called him. He said, "I'll F you up, you and your wife."
right.
Yeah.
Super fans kind of go too far and they
Yeah.
think they're
They
privileged.
do.
But then
Nah.
the players, if they overreact, like if Westbrook had hit that child,
Right.
it would have been a lawsuit.
And that's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. Like, that's a great point, Dave. I don't think like when Zeno's like, "Yo, you pay." Some people got the right. They think they pay their money. I came in the game. I get to do all that. No, you don't. They off limits. The NBA is one of the sports where you get so much close interaction with the fan because you sit courtside. You literally courtside. You in the court. So you don't get your ticket doesn't give you the right to do all that extra stuff. You're supposed to sit, like you said, sit your ass down, watch the game. But certain celebrities get a chance to do that. Nah, because if it was a regular fan doing what Drake doing, they have him out of there.
Right.
You know what I mean? So now if you're gonna come to Milwaukee and Aaron Rodgers do the same thing, he ain't gonna do all
he's
that
not
extra
gonna do
stuff.
it because he's an athlete.
You gotta act like you in church. Like you give praise sometime and sit your ass right back down.
That's hilarious. Yeah.
That's how you do it.
That's hilarious. We had another sports thing. I know it's kind of old, but I want to shout out to the man Deontay Wilder.
Oh.
Heavyweight champ, man. Yo, man, that
Beating
fight
ass.
ain't really too much to talk about. He got over it quickly,
It
but
was so fast. Like if you
yeah.
blinked, then dude was on the ground and
Yeah.
I was.
Yeah, he said he had to hurry up because his Uber was outside.
He got a quick
Got to
Western
go.
card.
I don't need no fee.
I mean, it was like 2 minutes and 17 seconds.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But it was a lot of drama. They were talking
Right.
they were talking reckless before the fight.
What were they saying?
Man, he was like, if he dies, he dies.
Yeah, he was like,
he's-
I need another body.
Yeah, he said, I need another body.
Yeah.
He said boxing, and we're talking about the champ. He was talking about boxing is the only sport where you can legally kill somebody. It's my job to pummel you and knock your soul out of your body. I mean, that's fine. But then we watched the fight back in L.A., and one of the patrons, who was a female, she said, well, now he blessing him, and God bless you, and it's so gracious. He said, but he was talking about knocking his soul out of his body.
See, that's
So what is it? Is it real? You really trying to kill him, or is it propaganda?
He claims that what's the name of the guy Wilder fought? I can't pronounce his last name.
Beazle or something
Yeah.
like that?
He
Beazle?
said that the guy insulted his family or something like that, or talked about his family, and that's what caused him to say everything he said. Not that it's justifying it, but he was
Right.
like he came at my family, and so I don't have any apologies for anything that I said. And then he said he needed another body. Then he came in and knocked dude out. Like, he delivered on everything he said. So
What's crazy is they say boxing isn't a sport. It's a sport, but it's not, because it's hand-to-hand combat. So you really can take people out. And so, I think one time in the UFC, the dude was talking about the Conor McGregor. He was talking about Muslim dude hopped the fence.
Dude.
That it's so much. You can only go so far promoting a fight, right? To where it gets personal. But Wilder is that dude, man. Like, so.
Did y'all see his outfit, though?
Straight
Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Yo, I said that's a hot outfit. I said, but he got to
Don't
win.
don't get them
Listen,
on
don't
Game of
get me
Thrones. They might try to
started.
sneak it in and try to take us off.
I want to talk about
What
it
about
so
the ending
bad.
of Game of Thrones?
He better win though if he gonna wear that kind of thing.
But check this out, yo. Let's come back up here, D's. We I think the one thing I was proud of, I don't know if y'all saw it, Wilder opened his own store. Did y'all see that? He opened his own store. He said it was something that he'd been wanting to do for a while.
That's awesome.
Getting his
What kind of
merchandise.
store?
What city?
It's like a clothing and merchandise store. I think it's in
Okay.
Brooklyn, if I'm not mistaken. Y'all check that.
Okay, Brooklyn.
Yeah, I think it is in Brooklyn. I might be sure. I gotta double check that. I don't know if that's where he's from. But anyway, he said that's something that he had been wanting to do for a while. He got his merch off. He wanted to show people that you could do businesses. One thing I really like about the brother, he's like, yo, I'm a regular dude, so I'm here to inspire people to be great. He's I'm taking my craft of boxing to be the greatest that I can be in it, and I hope that y'all inspire. If y'all go on YouTube and watch it, it's a very inspirational video. Jesus talking from the heart, like, yo, if you don't know you great, know that you can be great, be positive, all this. I want to show y'all can do this stuff, and he doing things to show people, like, yo, we all have greatness inside of us. So anybody who like walking it out and inspiring people and helping people, like it's easy to root for them, you know?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's kind of like Nipsey starting his own thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Marathon Clothing and all that, man. Race in peace to Nip, rest in power to Nip. But let's transition y'all right into entertainment. We got a lot of stuff that we talking about. Y'all see the title up there, y'all. I want that old thing back. We was talking about, we had a discussion, and I know it's kind of been news rumors. Steve Harvey and Marjorie, are they splitting? Are they back together or all that? So the story goes that, of course, her ex is, Marjorie's ex is getting out of jail. And, I think she getting a little itch that those blues and all that. So, her, so that's what people are saying. We don't know hearsay. But, it's funny because Steve has been married 2 or 3 times.
She's his third wife.
Yeah, his third wife. He's giving relationship advice. Act like I'm thinking, get your shit together. But anyway,
Right.
how y'all feel about that? Like, we was talking about just when your exes, like, because y'all had that conversation. Hey, I don't want you calling that damn nigga when he get out of jail. Have y'all been that type of person where you can't talk to your ex in relationships, or I don't care. I want like. I see Tiff down there pondering. I want to come. Should I start with you first, or should I go to somebody else? Yeah, she thinking about it. She's like, I did do that. I did do that to Leroy.
Okay. First of all,
It wasn't Leroy.
First of all, Leroy,
Was it Tyrone?
You coming out of prison? Nobody wants to talk to your ass no more.
Leroy Diesel.
Okay. No, I'm joking. But to be honest, I'm the type of person that if you are my ex, you are going to stay that.
Oh.
I'm sorry. I feel like sometimes some people don't know how to respect boundaries.
I'm glad
And so
you
from
said
my
that word.
experience, my exes didn't know how to respect boundaries. So we be cool. You holler every once in a while, happy birthday, Merry Christmas, Happy
Boundaries.
New Year. but we're not friends, yo. We're not friends.
Right.
We're exes.
Will you be his Facebook friend?
We can be Facebook friends.
No.
Yeah,
Well,
sure.
that's a great. We got levels to this.
That is a good-
That's a
great
good.
Sure.
Yeah, great question.
Instagram,
That is a
and,
good
you know,
question.
'Cause social
Facebook,
media-
unless you try to, you know, be disrespectful or, you know, whatever. But for the most part, yeah, you know,
But real-
social media, surface.
Sometimes don't people think that that's part of trying to keep the connection going? Like, I don't got his number, but I'm still connected on IG or Facebook. Real.
So I personally don't have issue with social media and things like that, but I mean it does keep the connection going. I personally don't have a so the thing is, if I'm being honest, all of my exes,
Please
I can
do.
think of the ones that I stay friendly with everyone, right? And so my exes don't necessarily actively try to get at me, but if
Okay.
I gave them the opportunity, they would. And so if I was in a relationship,
ding.
that would be a significant problem. And so I do think, like Tiff said, you do have to set boundaries.
Yeah.
Even with the Facebook stuff or the Instagram stuff,
Yeah.
you post a picture and they be like, "Oh yeah, you know, you looking good."
See, that's
or
some-
they'll say something.
8
"You
likes in a
remember
row."
this." It just it opens the door for stuff.
Yeah.
So like, I mean, I'm not the person to delete all the pictures and do all this stuff, but I do think that the more the connections that you leave open, the more you leave yourself open to just them trying to do something, and you don't need that if you're trying to pursue a new relationship.
Absolutely. Go
Agreed.
ahead, Dave. Dave
So-
Dave got
so-
some of that.
so
Dave
my-
Life TV on IG, y'all. Follow and check it out.
appreciate
Yep.
So my question for the two ladies is this, because usually I've been the guy that has kept the friend. And usually if I've dated someone, they're the ones that's like, well, you're over here trying to be Jesus or you being too friendly, right? And here's where my boundary is. If it's my immediate ex, like I just broke up with them or the last person I've been with, I don't need to be friends with them when I'm talking to someone new. That's too close. But if it's my ex from college, from years ago, I've had other people in between, we are legitimately friends, then I would expect, you know, my significant other to be cool with that. Now, I can say as a guy, yeah, like it's hard because, you know, guys, you
Double edge.
got to watch
There
them
you go.
guys.
Look.
I'm trying not to hedge the thing.
No,
but,
no,
you
no.
know,
Go ahead, say it. Talk about it. Let me
Yeah.
talk.
You know,
Forward.
you just, look, we can cuss on this show, right?
What?
Look,
What the fuck said we can't?
Right. Look, you just sometimes niggas be acting stupid. It's like everybody ain't gonna respect your spouse the way people been respecting Aisha Curry. I know that was a topic last week.
Right.
But it's
Check
like
out
it's
episode
like
5 of the SKEAM
word.
Podcast.
If I got a female, if I'm seeing a female and she's got a male bestie, I just want to hear more about them. Okay, how long y'all been friends? What was it ever anything sexual?
we
Was
got
there ever any interest?
We're going to come back to that.
You
Now,
know,
real
because
talk.
boundaries
Okay.
are super important.
Drew, real quick. Drew, I want to get you in there because he see this guy. This our Drew, our steadfast guy who's married 25 years. So he was obviously together, you know, before the advent really of social media and all that. So you ain't have to go to that. But now,
Stop putting my age out.
but I'm just saying, no, that's wisdom. That's wisdom. But no, real talk, though.
I have a little bit more liberal approach. For me, all's fair in love and war. You know, I think I'm more thinking about it like
Try and
this.
get it, fix it.
If my spouse wants to keep in touch with old boyfriends and
She's
they think
watching.
they got a shot, shoot your shot. Like if I'm with you, talk to whoever you want to, because you with me, it's not gonna get better than this.
Okay, but check it out. That's the
Hey, now, you
boundary.
I
better
agree with
say
that.
But that's the boundary
Yeah.
of marriage. Listen,
Okay.
listen.
Yeah, marriage. That's what I think
That
you said.
female
I
friend,
agree with that.
the male friend, the guy friend. Your wife has a boundary. I'm married, so that dude would
Right.
have to cross a legitimate line. If you're not married and
Right.
y'all are just dating or what have you or talking,
It's
there's no
different.
legitimate line. I've always said this: the boundary is going to be either marriage, some spiritual thing like I'm abstaining, or I'm just not into you. So I've already friend zoned you. If there's no boundary, a single man and a single woman, anything can happen if they like each other. So
Yeah.
so you know that I kind of look
Man
at it
and
like that.
woman is attracted to each other. Real talk. Pete,
yeah.
did I get you in here, Pete?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, I just feel like, my lady, you know, if I say no exes, that's my rule.
Right.
No exes, hell no, because what you the only way you could talk to your ex is if you're borrowing money from them to give to me, and
Exactly.
that's the only reason.
Wow.
You know?
So that's it.
No, I'm gonna tell you. Go ahead. No, I wanted to just say mine real quick. 'Cause I didn't get it. I think no, it's different because see, for me, I've dated ladies who had children, right? And that, of course, you're gonna have to talk to your baby dad or whatever, the child's father, who's and then other times not. So my thing is, a lot of times I kind of from this old school thought of P, like it's either him or me. Like if you really want to rock with me, what you even, you know what I mean? I'm all the man you need, baby. You don't even need to be over there. Now, I know. I'm gonna tell you why. Because if I could get, can we get all the way?
Let's be honest.
I've been that guy.
Come on.
I've been that. He's just my friend.
Come on.
You know, Raymond. We are friends, and I've been friend, and I've been on the side. I mean, I'm gonna just let you know, and it goes rock. And then I've also had that happen to me. Let me talk. You know, I've been wrapped around, and come on, Sheila, and she had the friend who's been. So I'm saying, so I know. I think when you know what that is, that guy friend. I think sometimes men and women not always honest about, you know, he's just a friend of it. Because I recently came to the point where I believe that men and women can be friends. I'm gonna be honest. If you, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Yeah, go ahead. I'm saying if you real talk, and I'm passing, but yeah, you can't. Man, listen.
You can't get a boner.
Let's say it like this: if you're men and women, if you're attracted to each other,
friend.
if there's attraction between her to him, him to her. Come on now, you ain't gonna just be friends. Something gonna happen. You leaving that door open. Yeah.
Somebody
and you know you got
shot.
a man, right? Yeah. And you know he had an argument. Now you on FaceTime Messenger. Right. You sitting in Drake section. Right. Come on, y'all know what's happening. Tiff laughing.
That's real. However, from my experience, I feel like if the woman sets the boundary. And she's like, nah, player, this been over. Like, we weren't friends before we broke up. So why are we going to be friends now? Like, we could be cordial. But if she sets the boundary, I'm not going to say that for every instance. But I'm just saying, from my experience, I have had to set the boundary. Like, yo, we not friends. You know what I'm saying? I will speak to you and be cordial, but you're not about to get in here and disrespect my dude.
And I'm going to say real quick, I'm going today, but from my experience, when those boundaries are set down, boundaries are meant to be broken. But we take those down.
Tiff, you made a really good point, right? You said you set the boundary with the friend.
Right.
I have a question because, Rhea, you kind of said something, too, where you set a boundary within yourself, right? Do you ever have to set the boundary with your significant other? Do you ever have to tell him, hey, babe, you too friendly? Like, I don't, or you I'm cool with these people, but this one right here?
That's a great question.
That's because sometimes, you know, the person that thinks, oh, I can go be Jesus. I can be a platonic friend.
Oh, yeah. Go see what I'm saying.
But,
that's a good question.
we may not fully
pray with
understand
you.
what the,
Listen, I can pray. He don't need to pray with no
Reverend Lonnie
You know that we've had
listen,
situations
why don't you
happen.
Bow your head and pray. Just bow your head.
Speaking tongues and speaking butt.
Oh, my God.
get down on your knees and pray with me.
Damn it, mine eyes. Damn it, mine eyes. But let's let Rhea get in there. Rhea, go ahead, Rhea.
So to your question, there's only one time in my entire life that I've had a situation where I was like very uncomfortable with my boyfriend and a particular female. Because I don't get jealous. I feel like if you shoot me, you dumb. Like,
right.
Who is she?
Right.
I ain't being conceited, but you got a good deal here, right?
Right.
And so I told him, and
Rhea 605.
And the worst part about it is like I didn't have this, and this is the challenging thing with guys because y'all need like facts and you need everything. You need 1 + 1 = 2. Okay. I had no particular reason that I was uncomfortable with her. I just knew it was. I just
intuition.
And only her. Nobody else. I had no problem with any of his other female friends, but her, I was like, nah, I ain't with it. And they ended up messing with each other as soon as he and I broke up. And so, but like, not to say that they messed around when we were together, but it was just that particular person. And I feel like you have to know your girl. Like, I feel like any guy dating me, you know I'm not the jealous type. So if I say to you, like, babe, I'm really uncomfortable with this, I feel like in the context of a relationship, you should at least respect that. Now, if you have the type of girl who gets jealous about everybody, then you have a different situation. But if you're dealing with a woman who's confident and sure of herself and you respect her feelings, you should at least acknowledge if she's saying this one person out of everybody else she has a problem with, I think that you should give that some consideration.
Tiff, I want to ask you, go ahead. Go ahead. Say, go. You want to say? You want to chime in?
I was just gonna say that in my younger days, I've had that same experience. Like I've seen like somebody that I was like, "Who is this chick? Like, why is she so friendly?" And it turns out that it was actually her friend that he was really friendly with. You know what I'm saying?
He set you up. Oh, that's not gonna use that one. Somebody take that note. Put that down for the friend of the friend. We're gonna put that.
Yeah, and I wasn't the jealous type. I'm like, of course you can have female friends. Like it's not a big deal. But then I realized.
That's a move.
Friend was covering for the friend.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
That's the move they used to hit us with the cars.
So he like.
I really want to go at you.
Yeah,
I really want to go at you, but
and the friend was covering for the friend of the friend.
Was covering.
But check this
out.
Friend
was the bestie.
I want to talk. I want to talk. Tiff, because you made a good point earlier. So and piggybacking off what Rhea said, you have to know your girl. So okay, let's talk about from the guys. Do you think, because you talked about boundaries earlier, do you think that boundaries differ, right? depending on the guy you're with. Like you said, when you're setting up those boundaries, if you're with an insecure guy, or a guy you perceive to be more insecure, you gotta do something different. Versus if you with a person who's confident with themselves, like shit, I don't care who you talk to, as long as you come back to me. You know what I'm saying? Do you think those boundaries change, or were they always consistent and the same in everything you were doing?
So I feel like with a guy who is confident and he's with somebody, like if he's with me, then I don't have to worry about him. Okay. I don't have to distrust him. I don't have to question him until I have to question him. I feel like people will show you who they are. Period. And I feel like a confident man, a man that is like secure in himself, he doesn't need all that attention. He knows what he got. Right. So if he knows what he got with me, then I'm not worried.
Go ahead, P. What you got?
Okay, I got a question for the ladies over here. So
over here,
how would you like your man to be like? Would you like him to be the one that care?
Pookie Long John's on IG.
Would you like him to care, or would you like him to be like, hey, you do what you want to do?
What did I prefer? Great question. Let's start with Rhea. Let's start with Rhea on this one.
Great
question.
I want him to just generally trust me. I don't really want him to be concerned about about like who I'm talking to, or who I went to lunch with.
It shows he cares now.
No, I don't think so. I don't think it shows he cares. I think it shows I feel like it is a sign of insecurity if you need to know. Now, if he ever feels disrespected or uncomfortable, I want him to voice that to me so that I can correct the situation.
Correct.
But I
Correct
also I choose how to govern myself when I'm in a relationship. So I'm already approaching it where I am setting boundaries and not doing anything that I feel would be inappropriate. So I feel like because I know how I interact, I don't need him questioning anything that I'm doing.
All right, go ahead, Tiff, and then I'm gonna come over to Dave real quick.
So for me, I want him to be like, do what you do, because I know what I do. And so at
what
the
you
end
do? What you do, Skin
I'm a trustworthy chick. You know what I'm saying?
Harlem.
Hey,
stand up.
But no, for real, I want him to be like, do what you do. But again, like Rhea said, if he has some concern, I feel like a man that says do what you do may say, hey, yo, I'm not comfortable with the situation in some way. Yeah. So, but at the end of the day, tell me, yo, do what you, because the guy that shows me. And then that be
turning y'all on to, girl, he really care. He don't want me to talk to Rodney.
Yeah,
that's why you choking me.
Yeah, I mean, but all that extra.
Control is not love.
Control is not.
It's not control. Rodney, maybe, okay, so look, to the same point, see, she said control. Now, Rhea, maybe guys, I'm coming to you, Dave, real quick, but sometimes us as guys can read guys, because we know guy code. We see Rodney trying to turn to your neighbor. Why every week Rodney turning to you?
Right.
He ain't got no other neighbor.
Right.
You've been at 8 services, Rodney, for real. You've been at that 8 a.m. and 12 o'clock, and you keep turning to my girl. Fuck out of here.
You better find another neighbor, right?
Yeah, you better find out. Ain't nothing going on in here, Rodney.
So we see,
right, just like y'all have the premonition and all that. We see what it is. Some cats like yo.
Yeah, right. He laughing too much. Yeah.
Dave, but Dave, real quick, talk about the difference because being out here with single and insecure women, or younger, and then sometimes another thing could be the age gap, right? If we date someone who's younger, and you got a good range, or versus a mature and all that, go ahead.
I can jump on that. So people, go ahead. You got something else. People may know that I'm divorced, and I've dated my age and I've dated younger, and not an indictment on anyone, but some women will say you're too relaxed, you're too comfortable. I mean, why don't you get jealous at all? You don't say anything, you don't care. I mean, no, I care, but I trust you. I'm chill.
Right.
You haven't given me a reason not to, so I'm good. But some people are like, well, you care too much. I don't know why that concerns you, and so there's a balance. Now, I've never been the guy to check the phone, all that stuff.
Oh, we didn't get there yet. Go ahead, keep going.
But what has happened is, I'll share, hey, I got a DM from an ex, check it out. And she'll look, okay, cool. You know what?
Get out ahead of it, right?
Yeah, I'll get out in front of it. But sometimes it'll be like, hey, I got a DM from an ex, and I'll be like, man, delete that. Well, you don't care what he said? No, I really don't. Just as long as you ain't talking to him, I don't care what he said. But some people want you to be a little more into it, a little more if you're too cool, it seems like you don't care, getting to your point, PLJ. Yeah. But then if you care too much, it's like you're insecure. You see what I'm saying? So I think as a man,
go ahead, Drew.
There's a balance.
I didn't come back here. Go ahead, Drew.
Here's what you're missing, or maybe what you didn't address.
Okay.
How they want you to act is the license they're looking for so that they can act that way if the tables
That part. That part.
They want you to act crazy, so
Right.
when they act crazy, you can't say nothing about it.
You might be right.
Come on.
You might be
Not
right.
up in here. Not up in here.
So
You might
they
be
want you
right.
to grab the
I think
phone,
I can
throw
support
it,
that.
put
I
it
can
in the
support
tub.
that.
Tub and bleach water. Let's go. Right, we're on an appearance. We're going to appearance. I'm gonna stay right there.
personal
I'm gonna stay right there with you. We're in appearance. These appearance. Have you? And we coming right round robin to the panel. So don't try. Have you ever went through your ex's phone? Why or why not?
Starting over here.
Starting there. Then we coming Dave. Why?
You said my exes?
Any ex's girlfriend back in the day, past, pager,
Now-
beeper. No, I'm
Now, I
messing
remember last time I dated, there was no cell phone or anything.
Have you ever went through?
Captain America. He been in
Have you ever
the
went through a
ice for
pager?
90 years.
That is the equivalent of.
Have you star 69 her home line?
So I got
No,
to
I'm
say
messing with my man Drew. Let's go. Shout out to Drew.
I got to say no. And,
Okay.
and again,
Check email, whatever. You know what I mean? Just the detective
look,
work.
I want the person I'm with, and I'm not just talking about my wife here. I want the person I'm with to have a long leash. Because if you do mess up, then I want to know about it.
Come
and
on.
if you go for some scrub, then I'm back on Tinder.
Same question. Dave Live TV. Dave Live TV. Guest investigative work.
All right,
Email,
so check it out.
sell.
You want the honest? You want a buck?
That's all we do on Scheme
All right,
Podcast.
this
Keep
the
it a
buck.
buck.
This
Keep
the
it a
buck.
hundred.
This the buck.
Stack.
Without saying any names, this the buck. I have never looked through anybody's phone that I've dated except one person.
So that's a yes.
Brenda. No, I'm just not just messing
But
with
I only did it. I only did it once. I never mentioned it. I never will mention it. And I saw what I saw, and I saw what I expected.
Second part of the question was why? Why or why not? Why do you feel that? Did you have an intuition? I don't want to put words in your mouth. So why did you do it? We don't got to go too deep if you want. I'm just saying, like, what made you?
I had reasons.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It wasn't just random. It was reasons, and I confirmed them, and I was like, you know what? Cool.
Got it.
And I never said nothing. I left it
Perfect.
there.
Yep, and you saw what you saw.
Now, I have had someone go through my phone, and I'll give you an example.
That.
Someone that was younger than me that I was dating, we were playing games, right? So I let this person play games on my phone. And I went to the bathroom or something. And when I came back, they
the
quickly
good old
pressed
bathroom.
pressing buttons. I was like, oh,
It's
I
over
grabbed the
here.
phone. I said, hold on. And I looked, and I was like, why? Well, I just want to know. Well, who's what? I'm like, you know what, though? Hold on. We're not even on that level. So why did you ask me? You don't have to go through my phone. And I said, this is the very reason why I don't let you hold my phone and do stuff, because you just snoop.
Yeah, I knew.
Looking for stuff.
Right. Let's go, Pete. Same
Hey,
question. We up here, Pete. PLJ.
I was on both ends of the side where I had my phone checked, and I check a phone too, because I wanted to check the phone because sometimes you got to know who you're dealing with. You got to see if that person is really real, even though you know the truth.
Okay.
So what happened was I seen somebody named Ricky called, and it said
Pretty
Ricky.
Ricky.
Pretty Ricky.
It said Ricky on there. So she sleeping. So she woke up. I said, you been talking to Ricky again? And she tried to play it off. Like, no, Ricky, I don't ever talk to him ever. He don't even got my number. So then I knew you was a damn lie. So
Right.
that's just how you get to know who
Fact
people
check.
are.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
And okay, so it's on me.
Exes.
Should I go last or should I go?
No, you go.
Let me try to skip over.
No.
So look,
go ahead.
same thing. Don't try to make me don't fuck with me. Don't make me think I'm crazy.
Right.
I already
feel
knew.
it.
I already knew what it was. So look. So and then the only thing back to Drew's point. I'm giving you a leash. I had asked you 1, 2, 3 more times. Word, we're gonna go like this. So I went in there, saw what I saw. Didn't even let her know. Boom, handled it accordingly. Now, I can't say I believe in that because it's kind of like that's their property. You violate somebody.
Right.
When it happened to me, I felt some type of way. I didn't feel some type of way because I keep it, But the detective snooping that they
Yeah.
did, like here, let me keep it all the way stacked.
Let's go.
I wasn't mad that she went through my phone.
Come on.
I was mad at the way you obtained it. Like how yo, for real. Like
How'd it
listen,
happen? How'd it happen?
I gotta call AAA because my aunt Brenda. Cause the story you hit me with was just so. And then you get my phone. I was
Right.
like, damn, word. So
Yo.
no, real quick, short story. It was a couple of occasions, but one that was funny is I fell asleep at their house, and you got my password. But I was like, yo, damn, how the hell you get my code? Like. When you ever had something happen to you, be like, yo, you've been plotting this for this is like Shawshank Redemption, like trying to get out. Like you've been picking
Piece
at
by
the wall.
piece.
2 seconds. You can tell when somebody's watching your code.
Oh, yeah.
If they're studying your code, you,
Yeah.
as a man, you're like, why you got to try to memorize my joint?
Right.
I'm not memorizing your code. I'm trusting you. Why you trying to memorize my code? Then, hey, I got to call my mom. Okay, call mom. Then they start doing this after they finish.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like, why are you?
So check it out. I
got into
look at the
some-
finger
no,
action.
yo,
I had a breakup.
when they came out with that
that
zit,
is.
zit, 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 you got to go with that. I was crazy. I'm like, that's that's for the ladies, like, cause I could draw a unicorn, and then be right there. But no, the last thing, and then I'm passing to Recon with the Rias. We had the ladies been kind of quiet. They've been getting their stories together. But check it out. No, what's crazy is I had fell asleep, right? Yeah, a little argument, whatever. Yo, I woke up to her sitting on the edge of the bed, like just staring at me. Like I was like, I already knew what it was. I'm like, yo,
Ass naked.
Did she have a sledgehammer?
No, she ain't had it. She's like,
Misery.
I said, Joe. I said, look. I said, yo. I said you went through my phone because I ain't had my phone locked. I said you went through my phone.
Tiff got the reference.
I said you went through my phone. I did, but it's all right. I said, no, it's not all right. I said, did you go to my phone? I mean, no, that's the first thing. I mean, it's all right. Did you go to my phone? No admitting. Don't want to admit what you did.
Right.
I said, listen. I said, did you find what you was looking for? I mean, and there was a whole,
Yeah.
Let's go to SKEAM Queen Rhea, the quiet shit. They had time to get their story
We got
together.
time.
Look, Rhea.
Mine is
Have you
easy.
gone through? Okay, yes.
I've never gone through anyone's phone.
Never?
Not ever.
Ever.
I have. Someone
God
has
bless
gone
you.
through my phone though. I have experienced somebody
Okay.
going through my phone.
So first part question: why have
That
you
make
never
you wanna
gone
get
through
them
somebody's
back.
phone?
Because I feel like when you get to the point where you even want to look through somebody's phone,
Mm-hmm.
there's already a problem. But I feel
Okay.
like when you're in that mindset, you're gonna find something. Whatever you find is going to be the something that you need.
Right.
Because you're going in with the mindset of like, I gotta prove. You're looking to validate your thoughts versus
Ease your
Right.
mind.
Yeah, so that's why, like, when I've thought about it, but I can always tell myself, like, if I'm at this point, then I need to address whatever else is going on in the relationship. So I've just
Okay.
never done it because I knew it would just not
Right.
help.
How
I
did
was
you
already
feel
there.
when it happened to you?
It was
It was just last week.
no. We ended up breaking up. We got in a huge fight. Like he
Thank
was
you.
pissed about what he
Thank
saw.
you. Thank you.
But it wasn't. So, but it goes to my point. Like find what you look for. He found
Right.
text messages that were a year old.
Come on. No
from
context.
this person.
Right.
And the conversation.
Rodney from church.
The person that he found was a guy that, like, so you know how, like, when you first meet somebody, things are still
No, we don't.
nebulous.
Let's unpack this.
Before you become official, before you really, like, become official, you just meet
Right.
somebody.
Oh, yeah,
you might
yeah,
have
okay,
other
yeah.
joints
You still
floating around.
joints.
So it was,
Joints.
it was
Okay,
one
so
of
what
my-
we call them joints?
They're joints.
Let's
That's what they call it in
it
DC. They
was
call
one
them
of my
joints.
other
Is that what
joints.
we are?
It was one of my other joints.
I'm gonna be like, babe, you got joints?
Yes.
Yeah, look.
It was
you know,
one of
hold
my
on.
other
Rhea
joints,
got
but
them
the
right.
conversation was me telling him, like, yo, I'm with
I'm about to
somebody
cool it
now.
down.
I'm
Okay.
straight. Like,
Right.
we can't holler anymore.
I like that.
Yeah, but he got mad at the conversation.
He got mad at the cool off text.
Because the guy asked me a particular question, and he
something-
didn't like
a
the
memory.
way I
Oh,
Maria, let's be honest.
Oh, no. We ain't letting her. How did you answer it without giving too much detail? What was the response? Was neurotic in nature? Let's go.
I'm a sip
We-
tea.
Can we dim the lights, please? No, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Can we?
The
Set the
joint
The joint.
is particularly good at something.
Oh, the snack.
Oh my God.
Oh, being a snack. Is that what you're
And
saying?
he is particularly good at
He's
this
a great
this
snack.
thing. And so, you know, as I'm quitting him, like as I'm in the process of saying we can't do this anymore, and he
Just
was
one
like,
more.
But
what
you know,
about-
He
He's
said,
like-
he said, well, what about that time I had
And
your
I was
ankles
like-
behind your ears? No.
I was like, I'm gonna be real. You were the best at that, but my
However-
dude is great, and I'm happy, and this is where I am.
And so it hurts your dude's
that's
pride.
What,
That's what it is.
That's
what
why
it
you don't
is.
go dig.
Yeah.
That's why you don't go dig.
He say that, Jermaine.
Because you go, you
That's
find
why
what
you
you
don't-
Let's get over to Tiff being
Listen,
quiet
do you-
over there. Ho. She just, thank you
Don't
for sharing
ask
that.
questions.
Hi,
We want the
guys.
same.
Wanna know
Hi,
the
guys.
answer to.
Hi,
You
guys.
pooed in his
Tiff.
mouth like you do mine.
Hold on, let's talk about this. Let's see.
The answer to your question
Tiffany, my
is
name.
yes.
Yes, you have gone through phone.
Absolutely. I am in recovery
Multiple- ooh.
from my crazy.
Okay. But you
I
acknowledge
have
you acknowledge
I
you're
have
crazy.
my 10 years of coins, okay?
Ooh.
Tiff, what's your sign? What's your
Ho,
sign?
ho, Dave. Don't let go.
He don't want it because he knows. No, because
I wanna
we
get
share the same sign, okay?
Oh.
Me and the host over here, me and Mr. Maine Okay,
I know what it
this
is.
main.
I got you.
Wait. How you get back to me? No.
You know why?
No, stop. She's smooth. Let's get back to Tilly. She
You know
I'm
trying
gonna
why?
answer my
'Cause
question.
it's the
I'm gonna
SKEAM
answer my
Podcast.
question.
That's why. SKEAM
Podcast.
Yes,
Y'all listen to us on
absolutely.
iHeart, Spotify,
Let's
all your
discuss.
podcast platforms.
Let's discuss.
Skin Queen Tiff on her detective work through phones.
Absolutely. I have been a hacker for years, okay? I started with
Hacker.
MySpace, and then I went to Gmail and Yahoo,
God.
and all of them Hotmails and shit. And
And shit.
And shit.
And
No, it's called when they
shit.
say and shit.
Okay, and then
Shit.
I elevated to Facebook and shit. You know what I'm saying?
shit.
However,
Where you at
I
now
have
with
been
it, Tiff?
I'm in recovery.
You're in
I
recovery
have
mode?
my coins.
Okay.
Tiff.
All right.
I have my coins.
Hey.
And I'm going to be honest with you. The
Amen.
reason why I did it is because Tiffany was insecure.
Okay.
Okay, it had nothing to do with
Wait
you know.
on it.
No, wait. Okay, let me clap and shit.
Don't be clapping. She's not gonna let you get off. Come on, wait.
Okay,
Good with
but
your
wait a
clap
minute.
and
No,
ass.
I know that I was insecure. I had a lot
Okay.
of growing to do.
Okay.
I did have reason to suspect a lot of things because my ex had a lot of friends. Oh, this is my best friend from high school.
Friends.
And this
Yeah.
is my best friend from
How many
junior
of us
high
have
school.
them?
And this is my best friend from elementary school. And I was like, well, damn, you got a lot of best female
sounds
friends.
like
Where
a
all
Jew
your
over there,
dude
you know.
friends
We
at?
was in
You know
third
what I'm
grade
saying?
together.
I've been at. I got
At least
that
you
off.
know. At least you know he didn't like men.
I got that off.
Right.
So Tiff,
Yeah.
real quick,
Yes.
has anyone ever gone through your phone?
Peekaboo.
I don't know, but I have had men accuse me for no reason.
Ooh, out of the blue.
Ooh.
How did that make you feel? The accusation, the accusations.
It made me feel like they was insecure. Shit.
So you didn't. So you weren't doing nothing at the time, like
No,
when they.
I don't.
No.
do
Okay.
that.
Yeah.
Okay. That's
I mean,
cool.
if you don't get no reason to snoop, you shouldn't. Even if you have a reason, you shouldn't, unless
Yeah.
you feel like there's
I mean,
really a
if you're
reason.
Because it's
insecure,
gonna
you're
become-
going to do it.
But you know what? Once you levy an accusation, it's going to become war. I've never not broken up over somebody invading my privacy. You know, once you.
I agree.
In other words, when I looked through the phone, I ain't saying
Never
nothing.
not.
Because I was like, you know what? I found what I was looking for. I'm just going to shut up. I'm going to eat it. And then I'm going to figure out what I'm going to do. But
that's
I'm not going to react.
Yeah.
What's-
You have to do your own
I shouldn't have been
work.
in there no way.
What's going too
Yeah.
far, y'all? Credit card receipts and all that. You was at McDonald's with that bitch. Like, what's
Okay.
what's going? Yeah, go. Okay, yeah, go
Okay,
ahead. Let's
cool.
let's go ahead. Let's go down.
I'm gonna tell y'all a
And she
story.
said,
It's
yeah,
gonna be
tell
a
a
quick story. I
Okay.
promise. So my dude, he decided he wanted to go on a trip with his dude friend that I knew. He was like family, but he went and then he like shut off all communication, no cell. And this was after I found out that he had done some things and we were trying to work on some things. So he had shut off all communication. Okay, so Tiffany's psycho. Tiffany's going through the phone records. She's going through the MySpace. She's going through the Facebook. She's going through the email.
She admitted
And
it.
she went through the credit card records. And I was like, who the fuck did he buy some Victoria's Secret shit for? Okay. I was like, hold up.
A
Wait a
thong for
minute.
schlong.
Okay.
You know you're supposed to do that on a Visa prepaid. But anyway, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm just
Wow,
saying.
is that
They
the
wasn't
game?
up on that back
the
then.
game?
They wasn't up on that back
I'm just saying.
then.
I'm just saying that I know somebody had told me
Oh,
that
that's
that's
what
how
you had heard.
That's how you do
That's
it.
what you had
So
heard.
that's
What
what
you
I'm
had
just
heard
saying. Go ahead,
was.
Tiff, you
So
brought it-
anyway, came home. He's safe. He cool, whatever. And I went off. Who did you motherfucking buy Victoria's Secret for? And he was so upset with me. He was like, "Really, Tiff?
I bought them
Really?
for
You
you.
don't trust me?" But he really did though. And he
Whoa!
had the whole box. The whole box.
For-
And I was
just for
so
you.
I felt so dumb, but I felt like, well.
Now put them on.
SKEAM
come over
Podcast,
here.
y'all.
Check this out. Listen, man. It's interesting. So that brings us up. We're not gonna go down to our last topic, manhood. Because trust, right? We talking about manhood, and we do everything together. Trust. When you with somebody and then you want to take it to that next level, some people believe in prenup, some don't. Let's start right there with old school crazy tip. No, I'm just playing. No, do you believe in prenups? Why and why not? We're gonna come back around the panel
What
this way.
is
We're gonna
a
start
prenup?
with
You
the
asking me?
ladies. Yes, Tiffany Monique.
Yes, I do believe in prenups.
Okay.
I do believe that whatever you worked hard for before you met me should remain yours. You know what I'm saying? Like if we worked together after we got married and you obtained some things together, then I don't know if I would expect you to take care of me, but I just feel like I would understand if you put it in a prenup. Like, hey, after the marriage, we worked on some things together, and so you're entitled to whatever. But before me, nah.
Okay, real.
Absolutely, yes.
You believe in prenup?
Oh,
Okay.
hell yes.
Hell to the yes.
Yeah,
Talk about
I
that.
fully support it.
Okay.
So like I think that whichever side you're on,
Whoever's
let's
the
start
breadwinner.
in this particular phase of my life, I'm doing better than a good 93% of the men who I come in
93.
contact with. Like who I come
Carried
in
it too.
contact.
How'd you come to that number?
I'm not even trying to like.
No,
I'm
we
just-
not, that's
I'm
what
not
we're
even
not,
trying to-
we're not even gonna go. Let's go.
I'm not even trying to be funny. Like, so, like, I meet guys who are great guys, but
Right.
they are still
Working at
you know,
Chuck E. Cheese.
building themselves up.
struggling.
Not even, they're still building themselves up. They're still trying to work things through.
It
I've
happens.
settled in a career. I got my own house. I'm chilling. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I'm totally fine with getting with you and helping to build you up and helping to get where you want to go. But like, I'm not about you just coming in
Taking all.
and potentially taking the things that I've worked hard on. And I
Kevin
think that men,
Federline.
the same thing. If you are coming to the table with a lot, then I think it's perfectly fair that you have a prenup. Now, I do think that whoever is coming with the lesser should absolutely negotiate the prenup. Don't
Right.
just accept whatever.
Correct.
somebody-
Hold on.
Stedman.
Wait. Whoever is coming with the lesser should negotiate the pre.
Yeah. So like, let's say I'm a millionaire. And
You're
I'm
Oprah.
married, and I meet some dude, and the dude is only, he's not a millionaire.
Stedman.
Right? I think that I think it's a negotiation. I have my lawyers draw up something. You look at it, you take a look at it, you're like, well, babe, let's talk about this, or let's look at this, or let's reevaluate that. And I think women absolutely should do it, especially if you're marrying somebody who is a millionaire. You need to negotiate the prenup. You need to think about if I'm doing well and he's gonna give up work because we're having kids and I can't, get away from my career, if he is giving up career opportunities because he needs to support me where I'm going, then that should be considered in the prenup. You
Okay.
got to talk about all that.
I'm go repeat the PLJ real quick. Do you believe in prenups? Yes or no?
I believe that if a marriage goes wrong, somebody should be held accountable. Whoever fault it is should have to pay some kind of penalty.
Prenups before the marriage.
Okay.
You know, because
You got like a cheat clause, like
No,
you
that
cheat.
should be a cheat
I mean, it
clause.
should
I
be
agree with
something,
that.
you know,
Whoever
like,
ruins the marriage should have to pay.
Because
Yeah.
some people just do it and be like, "Hey, I'm out of here."
So you believe in prenups? you're saying?
I believe that.
set it up
I don't
before?
believe that they should take everything that the person has. It should be some type of
Clause.
negotiation where
Negotiation.
I agree.
it's kind of.
Let's go.
So we got
Dave first,
a
or
good point.
let's go to Dave.
Let me come
Prenup.
with
Do you
it.
believe in
So
prenup?
we-
Why and why not?
All right, it's tough. I've had a discussion about this earlier today. I do not believe in prenups.
Okay.
okay.
That's what I want to get over there. Let's go.
So from my research, a prenup is an agreement that protects you in the event of death or divorce. All right, and so we all talking about if this person is the breadwinner, if they have more, if you're Oprah versus Stedman, Brittany versus Kevin. But this is what was presented to me. But what about if some person got $1 million in debt? What if it ain't about protecting what you have? What if it's protecting yourself against what they don't have?
True.
Okay. So here's where as much as the manhood in me says yes, get a prenup, but the romance in me says that's bullshit. Let me tell you why. Once you get married to somebody, you incur all their debt. You build things together, et cetera, et cetera. And what I don't believe in is once you're married, like splitting bills and halving stuff and saying, hey, you owed that $1 million before I married you, so you pay that $1 million debt while you continue to contribute to our lifestyle, our kids, and all this. How am I pay off my $1 million debt when I'm taking care of the children and the house and I can never pay off my debt because I'm constantly.
But don't you
taking
think
care
that's
of
why
us.
you get it lined up front? That's even more reason to get it lined up front, right?
Well, if you're Oprah and you don't want to take on Stedman's debt, then sure, you have incentive to get the prenup. If you're Stedman, you don't have incentive. Because you're saying you married me and you loved me when I was broke. So how come with your affluence, we can't knock this debt out, knock this school loan out, whatever it is, and keep moving forward as a couple?
Marriage and love is different.
Prenups kind of say, I don't trust you. It kind of gives you an out. Don't get me wrong. I agree with the financial contract. But it kind of says in the love contract, nigga, I don't trust you.
It's
Let me
divorce.
Yeah,
It's like
let me
you're
get
perfectly
Drew in there.
marriage.
I'm gonna get
Yeah.
Drew in there, and then I'm gonna go with mine.
I think I gotta agree with my man Dave Life over here.
that you do not.
My man.
That's why they in the
Oh,
cut.
I mean,
I'm
listen.
Nah, we love it. Go talk about it.
Yellow and blue make green, right?
Uh-huh.
And so if you're gonna merge, the two become one, all that kind of stuff. But I want to hold a little bit of my yellow back. You hold a little bit of your blue back. Then I don't think you should get married because, like he's saying, marriage is a complete and total merging to become one. And so now listen, with that, men absorb I was just talking to my son
Right.
about marriage, and I told him this: men absorb all the risk when it comes to marriage.
Exactly.
Because of the laws and the way we do things. Women absorb all the risk when it comes to childbearing. And so,
It's true.
as a man, you gotta really count the costs, because she could leave and say, "I want half your money," right, or half your assets.
With
that
or
maybe
without
she didn't want
kids.
to.
Right.
Yep.
Tiger's
Right.
wife, Elin
So,
Wood.
so I think the emphasis should be on, okay, I'm about to merge with this person, absorb some of their debt, like you said.
Of course.
So who is she, or who is he,
he?
and who am I really getting in bed with, so to speak? And with that, if we're going all in, one bank account, both our cell phone
That's a
numbers on
whole
the same
different.
account.
That's a
then-
whole. No, wait. No, I gotta
then
go. I
let's
gotta
not
get in there.
married.
I gotta
Then
get
let's
in there.
married.
I mean,
So, and we can have that discussion, like how you even split the money. You know, we said
on.
one bank account. Some people, one bank account joint, and then me and you have our own separate. We see Shaq and Shawnee how that worked out. So I totally,
what up,
I
Shaq?
totally,
True.
You know my barber cut
listen,
Shaq. What up, Shaq?
Ain't no woman like the one I got. But listen, no, I totally do believe in prenups. Only because in this westernized society, you know, they make marriage more of a business transaction. So if we talking about it from a business and financial transaction, to your point, Drew, the men, we do absorb all the risk. Yep. And I think we have to, most, not all, not, I'm not going to say all. I don't want to speak in absolutes.
Right.
So most of the risk. So if I know what I'm coming in with, debts, all that, I will handle my debts, my assets and all that. You handle your debts and assets and all that. I don't look at it as a out, if you will, and that's a way you trying to get out more
Come
so.
up,
But
right.
yeah, it's basically you got yours, I got mine. Let's build something together. And like if you think of marriage, some people say it's one whole person. Now we gonna
Right.
make a whole total entity.
Right.
Guess what? Okay, if this entity that we trying to create breaks down, I gotta take care of this shit that my own over here.
Right.
So I got my own over here. You got your own. We
Man.
building something together. I have to have both of those together. I have to take care of what I had individually on my own there.
Can I chime in?
I won't have
hold
the
on.
SKEAM podcast.
I know you. No, that's not happening. Copyright SKEAM Enterprises.
I do have a counterpoint.
Copyright. Wait, SKEAM Enterprises. No, that's not happening. So real quick, we kind of ran over, man. I want to thank our guests for being in here. Check this out. I want to say happy. Have a great week and weekend. Have a safe Memorial Day weekend. Listen, if you're interested in sponsorship, SKEAM.podcast on Gmail. We got a lot of people hitting us up on IG and all that. We can have that conversation. Hit me up. We're going to open the phone lines up next week. We're going to do another phone line Fridays. Let y'all come in here and get y'all feedback. Again, make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. Check us out. Again, this is the dopest, freshest podcast. You can be
right.
the first sponsor on here. We got the team. You know, tell your people, get with my people. We got the
gonna do
SKEAM
that.
Queens. We go. And y'all know we got to end with our beautiful queens. We're going to get some shoe cam action. Make sure y'all go to the
Shoe cam, gotta get a shoe cam.
Shoe cam, gotta get a shoe cam. Shoe cam, gotta get a shoe cam.
Hey,
Shoe cam, gotta get a shoe cam.
Show
We
your
out
shoe.
these. We out these.
Show your shoe.
Check us out next week.
Show your shoe.
Go to the SKEAM.
you for
Go
having
to the
me,
SKEAM
Jermaine.
story page to watch the shoe cam. Let's see this. Rhea
cam,
and
gotta get a
Tiff.
shoe cam.
Shoe cam in action. We'll see y'all next week. Peace.
Thank you
See
for
that
having
shoe
me.
cam.
Appreciate you.
Shoe cam, gotta.